Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of SCNS Live, the super cool nerd show. It's good to be back. I hope y'all missed us. We were gone a week. I'm sorry. I was away. And
it was Jason's fault.
It was my fault. It's totally my fault.
Tests.
But we're... No!
This very expensive milk proves otherwise.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us again for another week of nerdistry commentary, pop culture news, and general shenanigans. So, I don't do this show alone. My name is Jason the X. This lady here is Kat.
Whoa.
Bless you, Kiana.
That was very breathtaking.
Hey!
He's
More
just such a-
quality
he's
jokes like
just-
that you have to look forward to.
The only thing could have been better if they brought out a dog with them. Anyway, lady over there.
John Bernthal
I know he did.
brought a dog.
There's Cass.
Hello, what's good? What's going on?
Did you enjoy E3 viewing it from before?
Yeah, I did, and I do love Keanu Reeves always.
I wouldn't bring a dog out by it because if something happened to the dog,
And he just goes
John
nuts,
Barenthal's ball.
just
He brought
pulls
a
out
dog.
a pencil, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill all of you."
That guy over there joining us doesn't always join us. It's Ricardo.
Hi, I was very upset. There's no second Dreamcast this year. Again.
Shut up.
It's been 20 years. Come on.
I don't think
It's
it's
gonna be a
coming.
couple more. Behind the board, though, working knobs, pulling cords and levers and things, and like whistles when she pulls a lever and stuff. She makes things look pretty and sound good. It's Cora. We need a little.
You
We
look like
need-
an old prospector.
We need to make a little gif of her, like a little cartoon with a wrench and hitting something when it goes
Your head?
Like Torbjorn, just dun dun dun.
Unfortunately, she's the only one talented enough to make that.
I
I know, right?
Cora, please draw yourself doing that immediately.
I mean, I could.
Instead of Mr. Fix It, you're going to be Miss Fix It.
Little angry lines coming off her head, and she.
I mean,
smacking a computer
we
with a
could give
wrench.
what just happened and put literally anything behind her.
That's true. We do have the green screen.
We have the technology.
We have the
Technology.
technology.
We had it. Know how is a little rough.
We'll work on that for when things go wrong, especially if we put it out on Twitter. Anyway, guys, normally we would cover the news on this show, but not this week. No, because the only thing that we care about happened this week. We
Was
don't
the
care about
news
anything else.
coming?
You know,
I mean,
as they say,
X-Men?
no news
I mean,
is good news.
That was horrible.
So we did-
Rob
Slow
Liefeld getting
news
chased off
day.
on Twitter was breathtaking. Boy,
Fuck that guy.
he went
There's
all
a one F-
the
there's a
way
one
up to the
F-bomb.
knee in that boy. DC is going under. People are like, you can't draw hands. Shut up. Talk about a company that's going on. You can't draw feet.
It's funny because
You can draw some pouches. Clearly, you can draw pouches. You put 1,000 of them on a character. I'm sorry. I'm ranting. I'll stop now. Anyway, E3 happened this week, and overall, I'd say, just right off the bat, it was a okay E3 show.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Like, I thought the biggest disappointments were people that weren't gonna be there, and we already knew about that. Like,
Yeah.
Sony wasn't coming, Blizzard's not going. You know what I mean?
I like that Sony actually threw down why they weren't coming. They're like, we don't have anything to show. Well, we'll show you next year.
They did that last year too. They're like, we're too busy trying to figure out what 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi is. That's right. It's coming tonight.
I feel like they're avoiding the question, when does The Last of Us 2 come out?
Oh!
I mean, that's not the only question. They're also avoiding, like, why are you so far behind on your console?
Where's the PlayStation 5?
Why do you still have to plug it in?
Of course, the rumors were out there that we were going to see something for God of War 2, and I'm like, well, Sony's not going to be there. Who's spreading this rumor so that I may kill them?
Corey Barlog already said they're working on it. Barlog?
Yeah,
Barlow?
Yeah.
I thought we'd see something. A little something. Treat me,
You
please.
can see the Raising Kratos documentary on YouTube. It's good. I liked it.
Anyway.
Who owns Sony? Or is it its own company? Or
What?
does Disney
Sony owns Sony.
Okay, so it's not like Disney like owns Sony or something
No.
like that? Okay, cool.
Not yet.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
It's only a matter of time. They'll be like, yeah,
They're
Spider-Man's
like
looking real good to us over
level
there.
Masons.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something at
But
San
that means
Diego.
you can still call them.
No, I don't expect Sony to. I think they're going to just stay true to their word. They will show up next year with their new console, going head-to-head with Xbox's new console, apparently. But we'll get into that. So
Yep.
we're going to cover the biggest stuff that we saw during the week. Of course, you guys in the chat, tell us what you enjoyed. Of course, Dead World Plays has already said, Bango. You mean banjo?
Bango.
Banjo and Kazooie coming to Smash.
Bango
Hey,
Don't you
that's-
guys know the classic Nintendo character Bango Katoony?
Bango Kazooie.
That's the one that's at the Universal Studios, right?
As a guy that has a Banjo
No,
Kazooie
I
T-shirt,
definitely saw that in Japan.
as a guy that has a Banjo Kazooie shirt, which I should have worn tonight, that everybody says, "Oh, what's that from?" It's Banjo Kazooie.
Come on, man.
I always say hentai.
What?
It's
It's
a bad reaction.
Although
That from?
a bear
Shut up
using
the further question.
a bear using a long-legged waterfowl as a weapon is hilarious. Did you see the stills
Fantastic.
where he was banging
Yep.
against the wall?
Yep.
This gives me life. Anyway, so let's get into the biggest stuff that we saw. We actually have notes this show. See, notes.
Oh yeah.
Y'all
Yeah, we
always
got
have
notes. I got
I research every week, dude. Like, I actually did prep for the show.
I
this
got,
week,
like,
and I'm
3
like,
pages of notes.
Okay.
Ooh, Dead World Place is already getting into it, so we'll get to Nintendo. But first,
Sorry, we
I'm
were
going to
late,
cover
Dead
Xbox
World.
and Microsoft.
okay.
So one of the big things I saw that I'm immediately actually experiencing is Xbox Game Pass, where along with your Xbox Gold subscription, for like $5 more, you can get access to over 300 games, and that went live when they announced it. That's very cool to present something and then say you can get it right now. And
Unfortunately,
there's
there
a
were
lot of that going
Xbox
on.
games.
I like when they do that. Honestly, as soon as I actually stopped watching the preview because my son, we were watching it, and he was like, "Can we try them?" Like, sure, because I have the Xbox app on my phone. Signed up for it. He's been running through a bunch of games, so have I. There's like too many. It's too overwhelming right now.
Yeah.
But not too bad. And I think that's setting up for something else they're planning to do a little bit later on, which I'll get to.
Does it make us pay more to play games that we already bought?
No,
It's
to
gonna be
force
totally
an
digital
update
games.
while you're playing.
But I'll get to that when I
Microsoft.
talk about the new their project.
Already too salty.
So best games I saw: Gears 5, Bound by Blood. You'll be playing as Kate Diaz. Marcus Phoenix will be in the game. Just it's kind of like a swap. Last time she was kind of sidekick to Marcus. This game is going to focus on her trying to find her mom, and of course we're going to kill a couple of bugs on the way to doing so. A lot of people were asking why we're just calling it Gears instead, and I love this response from Aaron Greenberg, who says people have been calling it Gears for years. We're just trying to, we're just staying with the trend. So we dropped the of war. So it's not
It's like Cortana. They're way outdated already.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep on going with it.
it's not political or anything. They were just like, I mean, I've said Gears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one in the past 10 years.
When you say
has
Gears,
called it
everyone
Gears
knows
of
what you're
War.
talking
Yeah,
about.
Yeah.
Gears of War. Yeah. So yeah, I'm fine with that. But yeah, it looks like a solid game. Gears of War has always been a solid franchise.
Ugh,
I enjoy playing.
change the way they advertise video games.
I-
So
Oh,
I like
yes.
the story elements of it.
Absolutely.
Also adding on to that will be a Terminator pack with Terminator Dark Fate, which is also going to have some key lines voiced by Linda Hamilton. So,
Hey.
I love
Okay.
her.
all right, give me some Linda. I'll take that. A lot of celebs showing up this E3 to voice video games. I'm very happy about that, which I'm getting into some of those as well. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order will be my jam this year.
I pre-ordered that yesterday.
Yeah.
Coming to all platforms except for Nintendo Switch. Why? Anyway,
You
in
know
You know
why.
why?
Oh, I'm sorry. And Gears 5 actually comes out 9/10/2019. So right around the corner for that one.
Nice.
9, 10. Ooh.
Yeah, September 10th, 2019. But coming out November 15th, 2019 will be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
That's going to be my birthday present to myself.
The main character is named Cal Kestis. He is voiced by Cameron Monaghan.
Hey.
AKA.
Could
The
see-
Joker.
I knew that was going to be coming here. It's set a few years after Revenge of the Sith. If you didn't see the trailer, basically he's in hiding after Order 66 went down. He is forced to use
What's
his...
Order 66?
It's a very sad moment. But
All the
he's-
younglings.
I just
he
wanted to
gets
break it.
found out using his force powers to save a friend of his. Imperial Pro Droid sees him. The Emperor's like, go kill that Jedi. And he will be hunted by a character called the Second Sister, a
That's you.
It
apprentice
is me.
trained by Darth Vader himself.
And this is canon, correct?
Yeah, this is going to be canon. A couple of things. Saw Gerrera is coming back in the game, and he'll be voiced by Forrest Whitaker himself.
Joseph,
Oh, yeah.
Joseph, I will come and hunt you down if you mention that game one more time
What
in
game?
chat.
What game?
I'm not going to do it.
Overwatch 2.
That's a
One
real
thing that
thing.
someone asked and was answered, you will be able to upgrade your lightsaber and change the color of it. And I know a lot of people are very happy about that. And also, the droid's
Here for
name
hot
is
pink.
the very cute droid that's in BD1. I love that he climbs around your back and kind of when things start shooting, he ducks behind your back. Like, kind of like, sure, his fleshy human body protect me from the lasers.
If there's not a joke about beady eyes in there, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
But yeah, November 15th. I love the combat in this game. It looks great. You put me in a good Star Wars game, EA, you can make this up to me. Seriously, you can get me back. As long as there's no
EA?
micro.
Really?
They get you back.
For a good story mode Jedi Star
Okay.
Wars game,
Okay.
hell yes.
That's
I
what
love
they
the
can.
Star
They
Wars.
can do Star Wars.
Now we know Jason's price.
Hey, apparently it was Avengers until it got weird. I was so ready for that game, and then I see Cap.
Well, we'll get to that.
Super.
Don't stomp on her knees.
Okay. Another one, 13 September 2019, Borderlands 3. Love the Borderlands. Me and Des are going to be playing this one, I know. 4 new characters, Amara Asari, Mose, a gunner who rides a mech bear. That's all I needed to hear. Zane, an operative, is all we hear. And Flack, who is a beastmaster of robot animals. You will be starting on Pandora, but you'll be able to move to other planets. And if you play Borderlands 2, you know there are other vaults on other planets. So you'll be able to do that a little bit later in the game. And you're going to be fighting against Troy and Tyrene, who are basically part of a cult called the Children of the Vault.
Ooh.
There's going to be a lot of returning voice actors and some not returning. The voice of Claptrap, he will not be coming back. It's
Is that who I think it is? Okay.
so anyway.
Who?
So just go through
Vic-
that. We'll get
Oh,
into it.
that guy.
Yeah.
So
that guy.
there's been some changes to some voice actors. I don't care. My favorite Tiny Tina will be back, played by Ashley Birch. That's all I care about.
Hey,
I love Ashley Bird.
she's
Check out that
amazing.
Elden Ring, we didn't get much on that, except it's a game by, that George R. R. Martin is involved in. Hidetaka,
Hey, that's mine.
what, Elden Ring? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, then I'm going to let you go on with that one. So, Forza 4 Lego Edition. I don't really care about Forza games, but now you add Legos to it. Tell me more.
I know, right? Like,
Like, I could not give, I mean,
Now we really know Jason's
I've-
price. Legos and Jedis.
yeah.
It's hard to fault him.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I love the Legos. So,
I don't know if this was announced before or during E3, but they're also coming with all 9 Star Wars movies in Lego form in one game.
that was a good trailer. By the way.
Instead of it being like 6 different games, it's all in one game, all 9 movies
Nice.
in Lego form.
yeah.
The other
I'm
one,
down for that.
the other one I'm excited for is the Outer Worlds. That's October 25th, 2019. We just got pretty much a cinematic trailer for that one. It's basically you make your alignment choices and they affect the gameplay. You can recruit other characters. They didn't reveal a lot, but I was kind of like, that could be the dark horse for me for this. That's why it's at the bottom of
Yeah.
my list. But I'm interested. I want to see more, and I'm willing to give you $60 for this game. So, okay.
Don't choose lawful good. It's boring.
They did show other games. Like I said, I'm only highlighting the ones, but I
Looking
do
at
want to
you,
get into
Keyleth clone.
Xbox announced that they're coming with their new console. Next year, it's going to be available holidays 2020. Please don't let the PlayStation come out at the same time. Please.
They're
It's
gonna.
gonna.
Anyway, not much was revealed on it except Halo Infinite will be launching with the title, and they did show us some of Halo Infinite, which has a great...
I don't know. I'm down for another Halo's.
I love Halo.
Yeah.
We did see a trailer. It's the 3rd chapter of the Reclaimer saga. There's a new engine for the game by 343 Studios called the, I just read it, the Slipspace engine. Looking at the
That was my
graphics,
nickname in high school.
granted it was mostly cinematic.
What was?
Slip Space Engine.
Mostly, I thought they looked good. I love Halo. Get me back to Master Chief just blowing up aliens.
Oh yeah.
And I'm fine with that. What we did here, it's called Project Scarlet. We don't have a proper name for it just yet. It will have 4 times the power of the Xbox One. It's like, by what unit of measurement? What are we saying? 4 times the power. Will it cost 4 times the power to run it? What?
Will it Red Ring of Death 4 times faster?
Exactly. Custom AMD processor, 8K resolution, 120 frames per second, and they will be using solid-state drives on it. Also, they're saying that it will encompass thousands of games over 4 consoles. So backwards compatibility, here we go.
Yay!
The question that everybody asks that has not been answered, does it come with a disk drive? Which I feel as though they are avoiding that. If that was an easy answer, they would have gone, yeah, it comes with a disk drive. It's a game system. I think this is going to be their foray into a digital platform. A totally digital platform.
I don't know. Microsoft is not fast to do that.
I think they're going to do it. Because I think they would have answered this question already, because a lot of people are wondering, does it have a disk drive, which is going to, will it play physical games?
Yeah.
So they would be crazy to do that, from Saberwolf in the chat. Absolutely, they would be crazy to do that.
Yeah, that's an Apple move.
I don't think they're going to do it because they're going to have stiff competition from PlayStation coming next year. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if one of these game systems does not have a disk drive, guess what? That won't be the one I buy.
Yeah.
You know what they might do? They'll release it with a disk drive you could buy, like an external plugin. Other manufacturers.
They did that with the Xbox 360 for the when they had the DVDs. This is back when it was Blu-ray and HD Blu-rays. They had it was like the Blu-ray had the blue case and then the HD had the red cases. The 360 would not play Blu-rays or HDs. You had to buy the external drive for that, and it would only play HD movies. It wouldn't play the Blu-ray ones. So I remember that they've done it before, and it failed miserably.
I mean, it failed, but if you could load your game onto it and not just, you wouldn't have to have it to play it. You just upload it, not upload technically, but move it.
Yeah.
But it might be not so bad. Or they could introduce an interface where you could plug it directly into your older Xbox and pull the game.
Yeah.
I do agree with Dead World Plays. This will be the last generation of disc consoles systems.
Yeah.
If that happens, GameStop will go under in less than 5 years.
They are having serious issues already.
Yeah.
Issues.
Because
I
if
didn't even think about
Xbox 5, if Xbox 2 or whatever it's gonna be called, and then PlayStation 5 go discless, the only thing that's gonna be out there with actual things is gonna be Nintendo. And
I'll say they're doing good things. They're trying to start to do good things. The collectibles thing is a real.
Y'all need to lower your prices.
Esports. That's where they're kind of hanging right now, trying to host local esports stuff, and I think it's an interesting direction to see.
Well, anyway, that's all I have, except I did want to segue into this one because we both picked this game. But Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
This
Cyberpunk!
is my jam right here, or as it's better known, that game Keanu Reeves is in.
I mean,
that man will live forever because of that game.
50 something.
Yeah.
52?
50-ish. He won E3. I'm sorry.
Straight up.
Unfortunately, the date on this game, 16 April 2020.
You can pre-order it, though.
But my hype
He is
level,
54.
my hype
Holy
level
crap.
dies down when it gets further out. Holy shit. Anyway,
I don't even care. He came out and he was shocked by the reaction to him. He said later, he's like, I didn't know people care.
you want to listen to these facts in the game?
Yeah.
So we got the main character's name is V, and everything about him is fully customizable, down to his cybernetic implants, to sexuality, body modifications, clothing, relationships. You'll be able to pursue 3 classes of the character, of his skills. Netrunner, which is a hacking, techie, which works with machinery, and Solo, which is made for combat. You can do a no-kill pass in this game.
Really?
Yes, you can do you can do a no-kill run.
Does he just
why would
around
you?
going, whoa?
I don't know. Well, on the subject of that, they did say Keanu Reeves, his character in the game, basically, the only person that has more lines than him is the main character.
Mm-hmm.
So plenty of Keanu Reeves in this game.
Yay!
This is the year of Keanu.
He plays Johnny Silverhand, who, we don't know what the relationship is. He finds him when he's almost dead. So we'll see.
I have a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I romance Keanu Reeves?
I'm gonna say no.
But I
because
want
nobody can.
I'm gonna say you do you.
But I want to.
You don't romance Keanu Reeves. He romances.
Yeah.
I want to have a mutual romancing of Keanu.
Amazing.
Well, after his
You have to be chosen.
I my character be chosen.
You
I'm
play.
gonna say yes.
You playing in an area called Night City, California. Because of how dangerous it is, everyone is allowed to carry guns. And it took them till 2077 to get this. Get on Texas's level, California. We do it right now.
It would have to be a dangerous world for California to flip on that.
Apparently, if you look at this game, it pretty much is.
So this world fascinates me.
It does.
Like it's this future. I don't know. It's just where we're headed. It's a dystopian and it's awful.
And it's like everyone, like they made the point that even like there are homeless people, but they also have cybernetic implants.
Body
It's-
modification is a huge part of the game. Today there was some drama with it because there's a poster of a trans presenting or a femme presenting trans person, like as part of the advertising, which I thought was super cool because it's femme, but it's very obvious that there's equipment downstairs, and so some people in the trans community got offended, and they released a statement that was like, it doesn't look great that they're being exploited. Every single person is in this world by greedy corporations, and we were being inclusive, we thought.
I mean, I'll admit right now, they had a cybernetic arm with a grappling hook. I would have an accident. Oh no! I need an arm now.
I'm pretty sure in that society, all you would have to do is walk up and just, I want a grappling hook arm, and they chop it off for you.
Okay, cool. Modifications.
We can try it now and see what they do at the hospital.
Please don't take me to my wife's hospital. He did what?
She would be so mad at you.
Yeah, but I love that everything in this game is customized. Even your cars, everything, and you can change everything.
So it's a really upgraded version of The Sims.
This is really more of an RPG.
So it's an upgraded version of The Sims in an RPG mode.
Yeah, but you can like
With no green diamonds.
it doesn't. You don't have to work to kill people in this game like Sims.
That's all I've wanted.
Yeah, Sims killing people is a lot of work.
You can drown them.
Hooray!
Yeah, I am seriously excited for this game, but I'm curbing it until maybe I don't know, March.
Yeah, think about things for the rest of this year.
We've got Jedis until then, so.
Yeah, I got plenty of stuff to occupy my time between there. There's been some good stuff. Anyway,
I'm really curious about Keanu and his character. Everyone is obviously the crowd
every
lost
time-
their mind.
Yeah.
Every
when
time he
walked
comes on
out.
screen, it's him from a different movie.
I want him to be. I want him to be like a fast-talking wheeler and dealer. I seriously doubt that's what his character is.
I don't
He
know
came
if he's
out and was
capable
like,
of doing that.
"Hey!"
Talking like really fast like that.
Keanu Reeves.
He can do
was
anything.
Batman, and he would be perfect.
It's true.
so anyway, that's pretty much Xbox for me. I took up quite a bit of time on that. So who is next with their studio or game
Who
company?
has the second most?
I do, I
It's
think.
not me.
I've got. Okay, I'll just go.
Go Nintendo.
Nintendo, man, I thought they sold the show because for one, so they announced 36 games. They announced 36 games. So, and almost every single game they showed had gameplay. So that's a lot. They announced a Breath of the Wild sequel. That's all they announced. Say, hey, we're working on this. No
They
date,
could
no
have
name.
announced that and just gone home, and people would have been like,
Yeah.
Nintendo rocks!"
Yeah, and people like lost
I
their shit.
What we saw was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game that's in development, and they still had a trailer for it.
Yeah,
You have to give it to Nintendo. They show up like ready for this crap.
yeah. This was their big thing. The other one that we kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, Super Smash Brothers. We got 2 new characters, Banjo-Kazooie, and from Dragon
Banjo-Kazooie.
Quest Hero. So they're going to be released later this year. And
Yeah, more
then-
swords.
And the interesting thing with that one, actually, I'm gonna like jump in real
Go for
quick. Not only can you play the main character from the new Dragon Quest remake game, you have the option, instead of it being different colors of clothing, it's different characters from the game that work the same way. So like if you're like, oh, I don't want to play this hero, and then you change it, it's a different character. So you have the choice of 4 characters.
Yeah, I was watching a little video on that. That was actually pretty cool. I was
so
understanding what's going on. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Just keep adding to Smash.
Yeah.
I mean,
Seriously.
and these aren't the character, like the fun download characters, I don't think.
No idea.
They
Anyway, back to you.
they were talking. They showed gameplay for Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I'm super excited about, including max raid battles. There was like a whole thing. There was like I think like a half a day they did on just Pokemon itself, including introducing new Pokemon, including a Corgi electric type Pokemon, which I cannot remember the name of it because I didn't write it down because there was so
Probably
many new
Corgi.
things. Right?
All you need to know is that it's fucking cute.
It's
It is.
cute.
It is adorable.
And then let's see what else we got going on. Luigi's Mansion 3. They announced there's a couple of new moves in that game. It's going to be released later this year, 2019. And then also you are able now to create a kind of like a doppelganger of Luigi called Guigi. Basically, it's like
What
a
the
green gooey version that you can go through like between bars and underneath doors, stuff like that, and figure out puzzles. So it looks like Luigi, but it's
Nobody
green.
bats a
Kind of like an
thousand.
ectoplasm.
Yeah, kind of like ectoplasm. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. We got the remaster of Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening that's coming out
Yeah.
September 20th
Yeah.
of
So much.
this year.
God, I'm so excited.
And this one I had to screenshot this one because it was a lot. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order. We've got.
I am so blessed.
Okay, so this so
It's
far
gonna be weird.
Y'all are gonna play this with me.
in the game, featured in the game so far is Hela, Surtur, Magneto, who somehow gets his hands on the Reality Infinity Stone, Miles Morales, Doctor Octopus, Ghost Rider, Elektra, Kamala Khan, Gwen Stacy, Thor, Scarlet Witch, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Avengers. The trailer also showcases the Black Order's main antagonist, the Thanos, who will be rocking his original comic book look in the game. And then
That's kinda cool. OG Thanos.
once you get the expansion pass that adds additional characters, you will also get access to characters from the Marvel Knights, X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. So it's a lot.
It's an Ultimate Alliance
That's
game.
so-
Yeah,
I'm
it's Ultimate
so
Alliance.
happy.
It's all of it. Super Mario Maker 2 comes out actually in a couple weeks,
Oh.
June 28th, 2019. Let's see what I got a lot of stars next to this. Animal Crossing. I know that a lot of people were excited about this. I saw my Facebook feed just exploded. See Hannah's face over there. Animal Crossing.
Don't know who
Korra.
that is.
Sorry. Animal Crossing New Horizons. We finally got a title for that. New Horizons. March 20th of 2020. A lot of 20s there. So that's coming out later this year. And they're also going to introduce co-op to Animal Crossing. So we've got that going on. Let's see. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. That comes out July 26th. One thing they added to this game was time travel. So basically, in the game, say a buddy of yours dies, you can actually time travel back to that point and make sure he doesn't die, and then go forward from the story. They're calling it Divine Pulse, but there's going to be limited use of it. You can only do it so many times in the game, so
Okay.
you just can't go back and assure victory every single time.
Can't be Uber all the time.
So yeah.
That's why you gotta save and then restart.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt complete edition is coming out later this year as well.
So
Uh,
switch.
For the Switch, yes, includes the expansions Heart of Stone and Blood and Wine. It will be later sometime this year. They didn't get a solid release date for that. And then Hannah said to mention this. I'm sorry, Cora.
Dude.
I know. I'm sorry. It's the alcohol. Cora said to mention this one, Trials of Mana. You were
Just
talking about that.
the Mana games in general. They're going to be released for the Nintendo Switch. This is a big thing. The Mana series has always been one that's really big, and the music alone in the game is absolutely incredible. Like, honestly, if you go listen to any of the soundtracks, you'll want to play the game because it's just so pretty. Like, these are games that were for like the early PlayStation, or sorry, early Nintendo, and they still sound very orchestral instead of just MIDI files.
And they're coming out with two of them, the Trials of the Mana, which is that a new game or is that a
No, that's the newer of them. Yes.
okay? And then also the Collection of Mana, which they're
Yeah.
two separate games. So
Oh yes.
we've got those coming out, and then also, what was I had one? Oh, Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance Tactics that's coming out also for the Switch. Of course, that kind of ties in with what's going on with Netflix and the Dark Crystal, with them doing the prequel from the movie from the '80s by Jim Henson, and then the Pokemon Plus the ball for you got for not only Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, that also works with your Pokemon Go, would also work with Shield and Sword. So that's always a nice little plus there. That wasn't just a one-off. You're able to keep using it from that.
Thank you for justifying that $40 accessory.
Well,
Yeah.
Seriously.
you can't use it to play, but you can use it to carry on your Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think it's
Which I can't
good
even do it yet.
that they're adding value to it, like post-release. Like a lot of people got it, and then everyone stopped playing Go. So.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, a lot of things that they announced is all just ports over from other games, just kind of remastering them and bringing them over to the Switch. But yeah, no, Nintendo, they, like I said, almost everything on their eShop right now is on sale.
I know. I
So,
went on a
like-
spending spree.
Cora, you said Final Fantasy VII was on for like $13.99.
Yeah, something like that.
I bought that and Diablo 3 tonight.
There you go.
Nice.
So, yeah, no, we've got a lot. Like I said, 36, 37 games were announced from Nintendo. Almost all of them had gameplay of some sort. And
I think Nintendo had a pretty good solid showing considering they just did a Nintendo Direct.
yeah,
That's
and
what I was thinking.
and the direct-
practice is paying off. Like,
Yeah.
they're
and the
like,
Nintendo
okay.
Direct, a lot of it was Sword and Shield, I believe. From what
Yeah, it was a Pokemon Direct specifically, so.
I'm just saying, like, doing the live presentations throughout the year has really aided them in knowing how to put on a show and make people excited about what they're doing.
Oh, there's one more here.
Give me that Banjo
No
remaster,
More
yes.
Heroes 3
Oh, yes.
comes out 2020. Main character's name is Travis Touchdown. Comes back with
know.
new armored suit and a new katana.
It's a lightsaber. Just
That's the lightsaber. There you go. But yeah,
it's a working lightsaber.
yeah, but No More Heroes 3, 2020. No definitive release date other than the year.
Yeah.
So we've got that going on. Yeah, no, and then of course, for the little kids, we've got Mario and Sonic at the Olympics Tokyo 2020 as well, coming out later.
Little kids.
As soon as we heard No More Heroes, a friend of mine messaged me and like her own words were, yes. I love No More Heroes. I'm so glad to have it for Switch.
There's
Yeah.
also
Nice.
a game called Cadence of Hyrule that's coming out this spring.
Yes.
No, it came out today.
Oh, it came out today.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I have it downloaded and it's like.
So after
Nice,
the
nice.
show, go out to GameStop, Target, or Walmart and get yourself a copy of this.
And we're going to be doing some streaming of it
Actually,
at
no,
some
you can
point.
only download it from the eShop.
Yeah.
Download it on the eShop after the
Stay
show.
at home
But
and
it's
download it.
it's by an indie game developer, but it's
Yes.
using Hyrule as a location, which is kind of interesting.
Yes,
Dead World pointed that out.
yes, it's based off of a game called Curse of the Necrodancer. There we go.
Ooh.
Where you play as I don't remember the main character's name, and I'm very sorry, but you play as her and you go through different puzzles and dungeons and you fight, and everything is in a rhythm. So you're fighting, your puzzles, everything is moving in a rhythm, and all of the music for Curse of the Necrodancer, Cadence of Hyrule is Zelda music, but like remixes of it. So
Yeah.
To answer
So-
Wonder Twin Powers Activate, they didn't show anything for Metroid.
Nope.
They didn't even mention it at all.
Rude.
Maybe next year. So I'm going to mention
Next-
these two games because it's going to segue to someone else's. Dragon Quest got also announced the definitive edition for Echoes of an Elusive Age. I believe Cora, you had that one.
You can go ahead and talk about it.
Well,
Oh.
you know more about it than I do.
I just know that it exists. I don't know much about
There
it.
we go. We know it
It's a-
exists.
it
and
exists.
It's a
coming out.
remake of the original game, and that's all I got for you.
Did you play the original game?
Nope, I've never played Dragon Quest.
Has anyone played Dragon
I
Quest?
Yes.
have tried.
I'm old.
Yes, you are.
Play Dragon's Lair. Does that help?
Does it, Jason?
Close.
Huh?
Dragon's
Play
Lair?
Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't know if I'm getting it because honestly, it's nostalgia.
Okay.
But is it something I'm really just desperate to play? No. I'm about to play some Diablo 3 tonight.
If whenever these come out, are you going
That's
to get
fair.
Resident Evil 5 or 6 for the Switch?
I don't know.
Oh, I played Resident Evil 5 for the first time the other night.
Did you like
I
it?
may get it for a
No.
PlayStation.
No, I did not.
There you go.
I was not a
But
fan.
I've played it.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Yeah, go.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you all today about Square Enix. We're gonna get into like the meat and bones of it later because they had some stuff. First, we're gonna talk about Marvel's Avengers coming from like I believe it's Crystal Studios, Crystal Dynamics. So I will say one thing that I really appreciate about this game is that all DLC will be free. You will not have to pay for extra characters. There won't be any loot boxes, anything like that, which I'm like, cool, that's great.
They learned.
They're ahead
They
of the
learned.
legal.
Yeah.
It comes out May 15th of next year. The story is going to be something that we've never played through before. I believe they mentioned that it's the Avengers have opened up a West Coast version of themselves. Plans go awry. Things happen. Yada yada. I'm still salty because Hawkeye's not there.
Yet.
But that's but there are comic book reasons why I'm mad that he wasn't even there to begin with. But we won't get into that. We're trying to hold down the salt today. But
were we? I didn't get that.
Well,
memo.
I'm trying to because I
apparently
feel-
there are still microtransactions.
Really?
Yes,
That's what
there
Dead
are.
World. Come on, guys, get it
Really?
together.
I was singing y'all's praises. and
What
then
was
you
the
do this.
what was the release date of the game?
May 15th, 2020.
I think you're gonna have to turn up the salt now. 'Cause
Oh
you're
yeah,
trying
like
to
I
do
just
salt
like
free.
unscrewed the
You're-
cap and just dumped it.
Yeah.
Coming up next is actually one that looks interesting. I'm not a big person with shooters, but Outsiders is coming out summer 2020. It's an apocalyptic type shooter. The style of the game is really interesting. The colors and just overall look of it and how it moves and plays looks really fascinating. So if that's your thing, definitely go for it. It looks like it's a futuristic apocalyptic world. Go for that one. Kingdom Hearts 3 will have its first story-based DLC, Remind. It comes out this winter with a whole slew of important plot that wasn't in the original game to help it make sense.
Yay!
I was
filling
gonna
plot
get it and
holes.
play, but I just never did.
If you ever want to borrow it, I have it.
Okay.
Right.
Wait, this is filling plot holes, not saying,
Yes.
"Hey guys, Elsa's trans." So we're not J.K. rolling this. Like we're actually.
No,
Did you enjoy Killing Himself to Be Done?
Oh yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's great.
Just doesn't make sense.
There are story elements that don't make sense to me, but I've been chalking them up to I didn't play all the in-between games. I watched a summary, and apparently, no, that's not the problem. Makes me
Also,
feel
they
bad.
try to mash like a lot of things together.
They
You're
really
gonna have
did.
some like, okay.
Yeah. But all right,
It's
now
not really how this character works, but whatever.
they also announced a lot of other games that are going to be remakes that are coming to PlayStation consoles and other things of that nature. They announced a few indie games, but most of the things they announced were in the realm of Final Fantasy. They announced Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles remasters coming out, things like that. We have, but the one that took this, there are two that took the stage. The first one was the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yes.
Now, before the show had even started, the night before, they had a Final Fantasy VII concert where they showed the trailer for the new game, like a little trailer. At the actual show, they showed an extended version of the trailer. They talked about the gameplay. They talked about some of the new elements they're adding to it. Showed us an extended trailer. We got to see our first look at Tifa, and she's adorable. I wish they'd made her a little bit more muscular, but that's just me because, I just have preferences. But
I like what I like.
I like what I like. But
Oh no, she's hot.
yeah. But they did confirm that this first installment is only going to be the Midgar portion of the game, which for those who have played it, now this remake is suddenly not as palpable and delicious as it was before. It's a little weird.
No.
Midgar takes up about maybe 5 to 10% of the beginning of the game. And this is a 2-disc Blu-ray set for the first portion.
Looking forward to going back and asking the kid over and over again. So what have you seen? And he's like, I don't know where I'm going.
It also looks like they're playing around with the story a little bit, which I'm kind of confused at. Like they've added Sephiroth his first appearance there instead of later, which kind of defeats the buildup of that character. But that's getting really nitpicky. But I'm I know I bashed this game on the show before, but I do actually like the game. And I was excited until this thing, honestly. But something that got more applause and more excitement, which is kind of sad, is in the grand scheme of things, is the Final Fantasy XIV DLC. It's their third DLC, Shadowbringers. It comes out on July 2nd, 2019, and it will bring, other than a lot more plot and a lot more fun mechanics, it will bring 2 new character jobs or character classes. You will have the Dancer class, which is a magic DPS type class, and you will have a new tanking class called the Gunbreaker, which means that you will get the chance to wield Squall's weapon, the Gunblade, which
Ooh.
is amazing.
Yeah, that's the word for that.
Sorry, I was reading chat and then I heard that word.
Sorry, I have a commission for the Gunblade that I'm currently working
I
on.
think that's so
And
stupid.
the mechanics of it just like make me want to bang my head into a wall. Like you put like soul power through it to fight.
Ooh.
Where does the bullet go?
How does science work?
Where does the blast from the bullet go?
It can't go through the barrel, and it makes no sense to take a two-handed sword and point it like.
There's a
revolver.
science behind it, but I'm not going to get
There's
into it.
not.
Can
There's-
They
you
have said.
can you hold
He has
up?
said- what's his face has said publicly there's not a science.
Can
behind
you
it.
hold
The
up
guys
a
from
broadsword with your pinky
No, the
finger?
guy
If
who
not,
designed
don't
it
have this
He
gun.
said the physics of it are
Moving on,
questionable
we're not going
at
to talk about
best.
Gunblades.
Regardless,
That'll be another show, ridiculous weapons in
Apparently,
video games.
we have a lot
Ooh.
of
There's
feelings.
one sitting over there.
It's great.
regardless, this DLC has actually been something that players have been anticipating for a while now, and honestly, it looks really good. Like we were watching the trailer, and it looks great, and they've said that it has an entire new game's worth of content, which is awesome. It also introduced 2 new playable classes or races, which I forgot to write down. All I remember is Bunny Girls and Beast Boys, and I didn't get the names, and I'm very sorry.
Diva?
It's like the 90s. Like Bunny Girls and Beast Boys.
Gonna have Beast Girls and Bunny Boys?
Yes, please.
No,
Sorry, guys. There are only 2 genders: bunnies and
Unfortunately-
beasts.
Unfortunately, and this is actually a complaint
Bunnies
that
are not
multiple players
beasts.
have had, is
They're-
these races are gender specific. The bunnies are girls. You cannot have male bunnies. And
Oh.
the beasts.
How do they reproduce?
That's not how reproduction works.
I don't know.
I'm seeing the problem.
And the beasts are only male. Like I don't know the mechanics of it. I just started playing
Then you'd
Final
have to
Fantasy
have
14.
hybrids.
So
It's like, I don't know.
Right.
I've been to the Bunny Hutch at Alcon. I'm pretty sure I've seen male bunnies.
Shut your mouth.
it's something that they're hoping in later installments or in like a patch or something that they'll update and fix, because it is something that most of the player base has wanted, and the current director of the game is very in tune with what his players like and don't like. So A+.
We're hearing
And
that
then-
they're not clear on how some science works.
I
Science
believe-
doesn't exist in video games.
Clearly,
I-
Gunblade.
I believe that it has something to do lore-wise with the previous games themselves, but I don't know personally. I don't play a lot of Final Fantasy games. I've only played a few,
It was Kepka.
but
He
I
deleted all
do
the
know.
boys.
I do know that there is a female bunny type character in one of the games, and I do believe she's mentioned that her race is very Amazonian in nature, where it's all women. It's female based.
better.
So,
All right.
but the last thing, and this is one that was like second on the list of most excited, is we are finally getting a Final Fantasy VIII remaster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about this earlier.
Yes.
I'm
We
actually-
were lied to. They
this-
told us they couldn't do one.
They said in the past that they
They
could not
lost
do
a
one
lot.
because the original files had been lost.
They were recorded over like Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah. But we don't know the full story of what happened necessarily, or at least I don't. I think there are
Like
posts about it.
acquisitions of
Yeah,
companies.
something
and
had happened and they lost the
Japan
files,
and
so
coding.
they weren't able to do the remaster. I guess they were able to locate them this time, and we will have a remaster coming out later this year
Nice.
for the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation consoles. You know, all you know the shtick by now.
Although this is a remaster, not a remake.
Correct.
So we're still going to have to deal with the draw system, correct?
Yes, this is basically we are updating the graphics. We are updating
Of course.
parts
Cool.
of the gameplay.
Chat's about to get fired over the best Final Fantasy. I love
Oh
this.
God.
Please fight for our amusement.
But this is one that people have been begging for years because it's one of the only Final Fantasy games that are of the older generation that has not come to a modern console, even the Vita. So,
Oh wow.
so this will be exciting. I will finally get to play it for the first time, so I'm very excited.
So wait, I have a
The
question.
Vita is.
Yes.
When was the last time we had an actual new Final Fantasy game other than a remaster or a remake?
Final Fantasy
15,
Yeah, 15.
Which
2,
was-
3 years ago.
Okay.
2 or 3 years ago, and
We still have online that's running, so.
yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is also running there.
15 is trash.
Yeah.
Don't play it.
I wouldn't play
I
any of these.
actually recommend 14. They have a free trial for a month if you want to try it out. It's actually really fun. The character customization is insane. I spent like an hour making a kitty boy.
Could I just.
So if you can find me, we can play together.
On that first game you mentioned that last week I was stoked and excited for, and then
Yeah.
they totally ruined it with their announcement. Also to Rob, who guested on the show last week, we love having you. Thank you for killing my dreams that this game was going to be good.
Sorry
Why
about
does
you.
Captain America look like Super Pro? If you
I was
remember
too
that
excited.
lame ass Marvel superhero, I was so mad when I saw this game because I was like, what is Cap wearing? What is up with these faces?
Now,
Why are there microtransactions in this game? But then I went calm because I still get Ultimate Alliance 3.
Go back to that place.
The only one that
Namaste.
looks like he belongs in that game is Bruce Banner.
It's
Everyone else
Hulk,
looks
yeah.
weird.
Well,
Hulk
because you
looks
can't
fine.
do screen accurate costumes and then not have screen accurate faces.
Okay,
Probably
That's just
you
real
look
weird.
Can
to
we do
Bruce Banner.
actual functional looking costumes because what Cap is wearing looks like it's about to fall off of him.
It's like a
He
women's
looks
wear.
like
If
Super
only.
Pro. Look, Google Super Pro from Marvel.
That's America's ass, and if he wants to show it.
now remember, guys, Travis Willingham is a voice in this game,
So is
thank
Laura
you,
Bailey.
Rob.
Yep,
You
Laura Bailey will
ruined,
be
you
Black
ruined
Widow,
everything for me there.
and Travis Willingham will be Thor.
And Troy Baker, I believe, is playing Cap.
Honestly, the voice
Williams
cast
too hot
sounded
to be a
fine.
voice actor.
Right?
Blows
God.
my mind.
He's a football player. Super pro.
Yes. Anyway, so there. My rant is over. At least I still get Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yep, and-
Continue.
That's really all that came out of Square Enix that was worth noting. Again, they had a lot of remakes and remasters that are coming out. I highly recommend looking up the. I forgot to talk. I highly recommend watching the live or like watching the video itself. You can just skip over the Final Fantasy VII remake parts because it was kind of awkward.
Just go play the old one.
Well, they had the director on stage, and he looked really awkward up there because not everyone was as excited as they expected. Like they had a script they were following, and he couldn't be enthusiastic because nobody was excited.
It was a little weird. They didn't seem to understand like where their fan base was at a little bit, which is concerning.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing that I have against this remake, and this is the thing that took the wind out of my sails completely, is we don't know how many installments there are going to be because they have said themselves they don't know how many it's going to take. If they're going to spend two Blu-ray discs worth of stuff on just Midgar, I have no idea how they're going to get through this game without having like 20 installments.
You
Yeah,
can meet every
As soon as I heard installments, I was like, nah.
Well, here's
I'll
the thing.
download Final Fantasy VII with my Switch and start playing now.
Here's the thing. They have never shied away from the fact that this was going to be episodic. I was okay with at least 4 episodes, or with a maximum of 4 episodes, because the original disc was 3, and you put quite a bit of stuff on each disc. And they were at good, like, stopping points in the story. And I wouldn't feel bad spending $20 for each portion. I'm not spending $60 for Midgar only, and then having to shell out another $20 to $60 to get more.
Nah, girl.
No.
You holler at me when you got your stuff together.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
7 years from now.
Someone else needs to come.
Girl.
Someone else needs to take over before the salt really just like.
Disney,
Alright,
that's
well.
you.
I could go on a 30-minute rant about
That's
this.
absolutely fair.
Well, you're the last.
I am
This is
not the
normal.
last
No, you
one.
go ahead though, because I just have to clean up.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm doing slightly smaller studio ish.
I've never heard of
very
them.
We got Ubisoft. Of course, you knew I was going to do it because
Who?
we have Assassin's Creed Symphony. They announced a world tour. Assassin's Creed has some of the most beautiful music I've heard in a video game,
Especially Black Flag.
except for Final Fantasy has better. Anyways,
It's just a pirate shanty.
it is, but it's so pretty. So they announced a world tour. You can look up dates. I genuinely don't know if they're coming to Dallas, but
Look
look at that.
because we're going.
Apparently everyone just decided to do Tom Clancy in their video games. There are 4 different Tom Clancy video games that Ubisoft announced. We have The Division 2, which is going to be free the 13th through the 16th.
But we
With
already have
new episodes 1,
Oh,
2, and
okay.
3. Also a movie that is The Division, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain, I think. We have one called Rainbow Quarantine, which looks dope. It's an infection-ish thing going on. It looks pretty cool. It's a 3-player tactical co-op that's coming early 2020-ish. We have a game called Elite Squad, which basically just like looks like super cartoony top-down view.
I don't know
With
how
some
you
cool
do
stuff
a
in it.
Tom
Cute.
Clancy
I don't
cartoony
even-
game.
I really don't
It's
either.
interesting.
And of course, we have Ghost Recon Breakpoint with John Bernthal. He came on
Ooh.
He
stage.
looks just like John Bernthal.
He looks exactly like John Bernthal, and he came out on stage with a dog, which was adorable.
Aw.
Best part of the live.
It looks, I don't know, it looks pretty cool, honestly. It looks very kind of underground. The dog too, yes.
he was a good boy and he was very well behaved.
He was very well behaved. I was impressed.
Probably knew he was in the presence of John Bernthal. He was loves dogs.
Yeah. We
And
have
also probably felt very safe because he knew John Wick was around somewhere.
seriously.
It's like, I'm going to stay safe so you all
Anything happens
stay
to
safe.
me, y'all all
Y'all
die.
going down.
We've got a beta coming out September 5th with the game coming out October 4th. We have Just Dance 2020. If you don't know what that is, it's
It's a workout.
That's
self-explanatory.
my favorite.
Coming to the one and only console that matters, the Wii.
Which apparently is still a thing. Who knew?
Okay, so real quick before you go on, I got the only North American places the symphony is going to be at.
Yeah.
It's going to be Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, Los Angeles, and San Francisco.
Bummer.
And then we're also
Somebody
Paris,
Show them a map.
Paris,
Seriously?
Barcelona, Zurich, and Dusseldorf are
So,
the other.
a bunch of Europe
anyway.
stuff.
Yeah,
So-
and London.
They also announced a game called Roller Champions, which basically looks like Lucio from Overwatch playing that game from the Road to El Dorado with the like basketball hoop
Oh,
on the side of
hell
the
yeah.
wall.
That's the game of my people. Yes.
That's basically all it looks like, but
The
you know,
Mayans.
House employees.
The Mayans.
whatever.
Lucio better be a downloadable character. Not a
Seriously,
skin.
they all look exactly like Lucio. They also announced a Uplay subscription for $14.99. Basically, you get all their games for $14.99. With new releases, of course, they announced a subscription service. Who isn't these days?
So wait, for $14.99, I can get all the Assassin's Creed games.
You could probably get them all for
Speaking
$14.99
of
anyway.
which, SCNS
Rude.
is going to a subscription model.
Yeah. We have, of course, Adventure Time was announced for Brawlhalla, which is probably a game. The 2 most important things that we have are Gods and Monsters from the creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I'm excited
But it
for
looks
that
cooler. The aesthetics are very Breath of the Wild. We've got a giant bird encountering, or what's the other word? Trying to intimidate, I suppose, our hero. So a little bit cartoony, but genuinely looks really, really, really cool. And we just got a really short trailer for that, but it was fun. And of course, Watch Dogs Legion,
Yes.
which looks dope.
I will only play the assassin granny. Nothing
I know.
else.
You start out as a random character, which
It's
is
like
kind of
real life,
awesome.
Actually.
Right.
Yeah, I love Watch Dogs, so you got my money.
Oh yeah, Brawlhalla, Ubisoft version of Smash Bros. That's what I figured, just given from the footage that I saw, but I didn't
Check out
care
our
enough
interview when we
to.
went to PAX South when the game first came out.
Is he an
We
angel?
need to go back to PAX South.
Was that a dude? Gods and Monsters? Was that a dude? Anyway.
No, it's talking about Keanu Reeves.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's the angel.
yes, Watch Dogs Legion. You start out as a random character and you build the resistance from the underground. It looks so dope. You can play as basically anyone in the game. You can become a hacker, enforcer, or infiltrator.
Ooh.
So they have different classes, which seems pretty cool. And yeah, you build the resistance.
The best thing about it seems like there's just been enough time between Watch Dogs 2 and this game.
Exactly.
Like yes, I would like some more Watch Dogs.
Yes,
I'm all done.
well, thank you so
Everybody's
much.
Like, oh, damn, Watch Dogs.
Yeah, that's a
When
thing.
did the second one come
Like
out?
Hot
3
minute
years
ago.
3, 4 years
I
ago.
don't remember.
I have to look.
I'm pretty
2016,
sure it was
2015?
Yeah, I think
year
so.
2000.
Wow. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
The unfortunate thing about Watch Dogs Watch Dogs Legion is, of course, the release date.
Which
It's
is?
not coming out until March 6th, 2020. So it's gonna be
Damn you.
it's gonna be a
Three
minute.
to like November.
Seriously.
So we don't have to wait a year and a half.
Also, there's something with there's like a show with the Always Sunny in Philadelphia guy. I don't know. He started
Yeah.
talking and I just blacked out.
It's a go ahead.
Oh, it was 2016 for Watch Dogs 2. So.
Okay.
Okay.
The I can't remember his name at all.
Rob McElhaney,
That one.
maybe?
That one. The
It
one that
wasn't Charlie Day.
the one that plays Charlie, I think.
So not Charlie Day.
Right.
Anyways.
Charlie. Anyways.
Anyways, it's a new
It's like a show or something.
yeah, it's a new series that is based off of a studio or no, it's a new game. New show
Mm,
that follows the story of a game development company.
gotcha.
They have in their universe the most popular online game, and they are announcing their first DLC. And it's going through how that works.
Okay.
He plays the executive producer or the director. I think it's the director of the studio of the company. And he did make a joke that he was going to get killed backstage because he made a joke that all of the ones he'd ever met were assholes. And that's how he played his character.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he said that, he's like, and now I'm going to get killed backstage because there's a lot of them back there.
Yeah.
Just find that dog to hang out with you. He'll watch over you.
Exactly.
Will Overwatch over you?
It looks fun.
I
reached.
genuinely, I'm not even kidding. He started talking and I just
Blanked.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
But yeah, so that's Ubisoft. Put on a pretty good show, I'm gonna be honest. Some of these things I am actually excited about. Just Dance is not one of them.
I will
Well, we used to have
wanna
so much
dance.
fun. Remember those
Something that
times?
Just
We
Dance
have
has started
videos.
doing though is they've instead of just the library of songs they have on there, you can download songs and dances that people have uploaded themselves. So
nice.
that makes it worth it because then you can find songs that you actually want to dance to. And
It's baby metal or nothing.
they have baby metal songs.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
They also have some Block B songs, which I got super excited about.
Nice. And I
That's amazing.
think we gotta move on to, what did you call it? Cleanup?
It's only like 3 or 4 things. Bethesda didn't put on like a big show. Their main thing.
Are they
their
still?
main thing
Go right ahead, please.
was Doom Eternal.
Yes!
I've got to be honest, I don't give a crap about
I
Doom.
love Doom.
I love it conceptually, but the graphics look like they got paused in like 2016.
Whatever.
Not the new
Anyway.
one.
It looks like
It
an
reminds
arcade
me
game with the little plastic
One of
guns.
the one-touch games for your phone that
Yeah.
you run in just the first-person view with the back-to-back-to-back combat, but not like cool combat.
What do you mean not
I'm gonna
cool
make
combat?
Doom.
Whatever.
Cool.
Wait, which one? What was the
Anyway.
last Doom game y'all played?
Doom.
I try and avoid
The
playing
last one was Doom
Because
for
they
PlayStation.
look terrible.
No, they
No,
don't.
they're
They
fun. Okay.
So Doom Eternal basically
I need you to come over
It's
this time.
great.
humans
It looks
took over
good.
the world.
and it's gonna be awesome.
You
There.
sound like the creative director who's like, it's good. It's great.
I don't need much.
You
I
guys can play it right
I need
after
a
this.
gun, bullets, and demons. That's all I need to do.
I'm just
Whatever.
saying you have the opportunity to make something awesome when you put demons in the
And it-
world.
and it
what
is-
you came up with was
You
like
go to
a
hell.
Minotaur, and God of War 2 did that. in
Oh, I'm
like
gonna make you
20
play.
no,
Seriously.
2007,
Seriously.
2000.
These
I will not have
graphics
Doom Eternal
these
besmirched on this
graphics
show.
belong in 2007 and you know it.
No, fuck that. No.
This is
Doom Eternal looks
wonderful.
great. I can't wait. I will sing the praises of Doom and Doom Slayer.
You have your turn. Anyway,
I'm taking this one.
Doom Eternal.
You know what, Jason? I'm just gonna cut in like real quick. We can figure out how good the graphics are in person probably at QuakeCon later this year.
Oh,
Oh.
That is true. Bethesda usually does a huge show, and they mentioned it specifically.
I have applied. Please just.
Yeah, we'll let you handle the Doom segment. It didn't look that bad, but the fact that Jason's head started to explode was just too much fun.
How dare you?
It is good.
But anyway, moving on.
Doom was amazing. Anyway, this one does have a date in 2019.
Hey.
So it comes out 11/22, November 22nd, 2019.
So it comes out a week after Jedi.
Shit, I gotta work
Yeah,
fast.
but Jedi looks cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, so
besmirching
that
Doom.
was Bethesda. Also, they showed a trailer and didn't give a lot of info for Elden Ring, which I cannot remember the name of it without thinking Elder Scrolls and then being like, it's not Elder, it's something Elden Ring, which is George R.R. Martin's collaboration with Miyazaki.
What do you mean?
Dark
Oh.
Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks kind of pretty. The trailer was weird. It's about some
Aside
dude and a
from-
ring is broken, and it's from the game developer From Software. I think they may have a problem naming things because Elden Ring and From Software. We don't have a release date. We do know it's been in the works since at least 2017 because they were talking about Dark Souls. He moved to work on it directly after DLC, like the third DLC. Yeah, so be prepared for a huge buildup and then be terribly disappointed, I guess, by weak female characters.
Can we talk about the very weak kind of cleanup of, hey, I know you guys weren't happy with Fallout 76, but we planned that all along. We planned for y'all to be disappointed.
Sure. Sure, Bethesda.
Nobody in the crowd was buying. They were just like, so you're fixing it. Like, my wife is a huge Fallout fan. And 76 came out and she's like, where are the effing NPCs in this game?
Seriously?
And they're like, we're adding NPCs. Oh, you're putting in people that give us missions and talk to. Oh, and you didn't plan to do that.
You know what, to be fair, before the game, like the day before the game came out, they said, we realize this is a massive, like, experimental thing, and we're going to have to fix it as we go.
They went about a quarter of the way on admitting it was a mistake for what they did. Maybe, just a little bit.
Well, that's kind of appropriate, because that's what Vault technology did.
Damn.
That might not have been a great idea, but
maybe.
This guy's been eating pie for 47 years. So.
Can we talk about
He seems happy.
Ghostwire Tokyo?
Ooh, like, cool looking. Like, I don't know.
And
I'm
also,
really interested.
Ikumi Nakamura, we will protect this child.
Yes.
If anybody got a problem with Ikumi, I will come after you and rip your face off.
Only.
To be fair, Jason, I think she can handle herself.
Yeah, she
No. She needs to concentrate on making games. I will handle.
You just want to be her bodyguard.
I might be able to peek in the game or two, you know. But
She's
y'all,
like,
I
stop.
dare y'all. Go after Ikumi. Go after her. You got ooh. I will put nails in places that nails ain't supposed to go on your body, which is nowhere.
Is that a promise?
Y'all better leave Ikumi Nakamura alone. I was just like,
Jason threatening to like dirty.
I was like,
anyways.
I'm not sure.
Anyways.
Kat is on the stage right now.
That's all I had. That was the cleanup. There
Yeah,
was a ton of other stuff at E3. I just wanted to make fun of George R.R. Martin and watch his head explode.
Real quick on George R.R. Martin, stop doing things with other people. Just go sit down and finish the book for the sake of other people.
It's not gonna happen.
Like them, they've read the books.
It's not gonna happen.
I will say that he does have a talent for building like bleak, kind of dark worlds.
Yes.
And Miyazaki's got a talent for
making it really
filling
pretty.
It in, so like it will be.
Miyazaki's talent on cartoon food is, I should not want to jump into that screen and just like eat it because it's so.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, I like that he has a weird sense of humor about like.
Yeah.
You have the emotes and stuff like. He's gonna put like weird kind of dark humor here and there.
did anybody see the Orion game? I missed that one.
Completely missed
also, there was Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is basically another trailer.
Oh yeah.
Give me the game. I need to kill Nazis. There.
Yeah. I mean, you can just go down the street.
They're surprisingly hard to find. Anyway.
They don't all have this tattoo.
But I mean, it's the same thing. It's Billy Blazkowicz's daughters, and
Yeah.
they are precious in their murdering. I love them. I cannot wait to play. Well, you know, Nazi killing's fun.
I need 100 Nazi scalps, and
They're
I want
going-
my scalps.
They're going to find Daddy, and anybody in the way is about to get hurt. So
Mhm.
they're
Like props for female protagonists.
I like the. I feel like I'm going to like these two characters
Yeah.
and their back and forth that they're having in the cutscenes that we're seeing.
Oh, yeah, we can look at cosplaying again.
Oh,
Yeah, I would love to see. I'm waiting for that. I think that's going to be a treasure of that game. They're back and forth by those two voice actors. So
Yeah. I do want to shout out to conspicuously missing Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, where are you guys?
I mean, we got that trailer, and then I expect
Like nothing.
So what was okay? So we've got all these games. Was there anything that you wish they had announced? Any company? I mean, we mentioned a little bit of Metroid,
you know what I wanted.
Assassin's Creed,
I wanted The Last of Us too.
The Last
I
of Us
want
2.
something,
Cool. So Last
but
of
it
Us
wasn't
2,
going to happen.
Metroid Prime,
Overwatch 2.
Overwatch
Just
2.
kidding. Blizzard's never there.
Would you guys been okay if they had announced Assassin's Creed, or do you think it would have been too early to announce?
I mean,
It's way
Listen,
too early to announce.
I love Assassin's Creed, but I'm not super psyched for whatever. It's going to be the same thing
They should
again.
announce it in
If-
2025.
If they announce another one, where do you want them to go?
Japan,
Feudal Japan.
Japan.
which is they've talked about it.
That would be so
I
awesome.
We've been asking
Norse
for that for
or
a while.
Native
Yeah.
American?
I want Aztec or
Conquer
Mayan
one.
Assassin's Creed.
Considering ninjas were already assassins, we just give like a super assassin.
Yeah. Anything else you guys kind of wish they had announced but didn't, or anything that?
They did announce that we didn't want them to.
Doom Eternal.
Doom
Overall,
Eternal.
I think I got whatever. I got stuff I wanted in this, but there were, and I'm pretty much there's a good level of games coming out that I'm going to be able to actually play this year.
I felt
Yeah.
like it was a good showing.
Yeah.
E3 made a good showing.
Yeah, and I was willing to give it a meh show until we actually started talking about like the stuff that was shown. There's some solid games coming out. It's going to be a good year.
Cora, was there anything that you kind of wish was announced? What was it?
Oh, gee, I wonder.
Are they making another one?
Is that going to happen at any point?
It's sweet.
First of all, shut up. Stop calling me out.
She feels attacked.
I do. I feel very attacked right now. No. I have this video. No, I got what I wanted, honestly. I got Pokemon,
Animal Crossing.
I got Animal Crossing, I got Hyrule,
Just
Arcades of
Dance.
Hyrule.
Nobody wants that.
I legit
No,
did
nobody's
not
doing that.
expect a Breath of the Wild sequel to come so soon. I'm not upset by this by any measure. What I'm hoping for is that it'll be the dark version, kind of like how we had Ocarina of Time, and then afterwards we had Majora's Mask, which was more of a dark take on the story. So I'm hoping this one will be a
Terrifying.
little bit more
Ugh.
dark and
Ugh.
terrifying, kind of like what they wanted to do with Breath of the Wild to begin with, but kind of toned it down.
Well, I
I
kind
want-
of promised it for younger audiences, and
They-
then they were
they
like,
did.
"Oh,
Yeah, you know
So-
what? You know what? I want a Zelda horror game. That's what I
ooh,
want.
I'm
So
down."
do you think? Okay, so
Aside
obviously
from
they're
the
working on
Spirit
it.
Temple.
Do you think it will come out by say holidays
Shadow.
next year?
Huh?
Holidays next year? Do you think it'll come out?
Breath of the Wild 2? No.
Can you imagine if they actually did announce a Suikoden game next year at E3? We would hear her scream. We need to go to E3 every year from now on, just in case they announce a Suikoden
Like,
game.
we would hear her scream from like 35 miles away.
Yeah, seriously.
You know she would pass
I just
out.
want to see. I just want to see like sweet, and as soon as that comes on screen, just those 4 words, chorus screaming, and everyone just like dropping dead from the sonic wave or
You have
something.
to hit record
We
on
just-
your phone.
We
the
just yell,
second
"Cover
they
the
start the
ears!" As soon as we see Suikoden, everybody else dies from her shriek.
The thing is, if they ever did announce a new Suikoden game, they would probably do like a flashback of some of the previous games. And the minute that happens, it's over. I will start screaming immediately.
I think
Fair
you'd
enough.
pass
Hold on.
out.
There
Or I
will,
start
there will
crying
be
up.
tears. There will be tears.
I would probably start crying.
Core.
You would be
Cool.
like those people when One
Suikoden.
Direction broke up.
Remastered.
I'm on the fence about that actually, like, because the only one
Like,
that
it
I would
already
feel
was mastered.
well, the first 2 games are sprite based, and I think that style works perfectly for them. So I don't really think they need a remaster. some of the ones later, maybe 3, 4, and 5, potentially. I would actually just like an English port of all of the games we didn't get. Or just a port to modern systems that we can actually play.
English voice actors, Johnny Young Bush playing the lead character. Oh, look at her eyebrows. Did you see her eyebrows like twitch?
Dude,
They went like
Right, pretty quick.
they buzzed.
So here's the thing about that. I thought it was voice, and I'm very upset to say that he just like makes grunt noises and like fighting noises, and that's it. There's no dialogue. I'm mad.
Sometimes that's
I'm upset.
Rude.
Christ.
Cool.
Weird.
So we got what
Super
we want.
weird.
We got mostly what we wanted.
Yeah,
I know y'all
I
are
think
so
so.
excited about Doom Eternal, so that's gonna be awesome.
Can't wait to just.
I'm glad Xbox had a good showing
Testosterone
because
it
I
up.
feel as though they needed one.
Yeah.
What was it last year, the year before that it just got owned by Sony?
Like, God
Sony
Every year.
hasn't been there for a couple of years.
So it was probably like 3 years. I remember one year it
I
was
think
just
it was like 3 years.
3 years
ago.
ago. I just
Yeah,
remember-
they were just like.
I just remember my
Microsoft was like,
Twitter.
we're here too.
Hi.
I just remember my Twitter just
Hello there, fellow nerds.
demolishing Microsoft and just praising how it was.
regardless, Switch seems to be a solid performer again this year.
Yeah.
So
Nintendo's on top of it.
it's a good year.
And Keanu Reeves was there.
And
What
John
more
Bernthal.
could you want?
We're going to be streaming
And a
some
dog.
good games.
And Bam Bam.
And what?
Bam Bam is the name of the dog.
And
Aw.
bingo.
Ah, Bango Kazuzu.
I think we got it all within only going 20 minutes over. So I
Yeah.
think that is it for our
Rude Dead
E3
World
show.
said God of War.
God
Guys,
of
nailed
War.
it. Hmm?
There was in the chat. God of War is what they would have liked to
That's
see.
Oh, yeah,
I
of
know
course.
it's in production, but
course.
yeah, I agree.
That's gonna be it.
Did y'all find the secret scene at the end of the game?
Yeah, go home, go to sleep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
Anyway,
long as
Somebody
Heather
doesn't have a
doesn't like
PlayStation 4.
So, anyway, thank you guys out there in the Super Cool
Boy.
Nation for joining us. There are some new videos on the channel. Our video we went to Fan Expo and
Jason
had some fun.
finally finished it.
Yeah, I know.
Yay!
I was studying.
2.5 months later.
There's also a new toy review up on the channel. I reviewed the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, finally getting out of my creative slump.
Sure.
There are some other videos coming to the channel. Ricardo is doing a new series, which will be announced soon. Something fell off the
I
wall
saw
there.
it.
I will
It's
I
so
will
good.
tell you what it's called. I'm calling it Super Cool Nerd Nation. I've reached out to a number of y'all already. We got one interview down. As soon as I get a couple of graphics for that, where it's going live, and yeah, that's all you get to know for right now.
What is it?
And D&D did not stream this weekend, but it will be back the weekend after next. So, well, yeah,
No, it won't.
we'll talk about that. Sorry, I may have said that. Anyway,
Well, it
To
will be
stay up
announced.
on
It will be
all-
announced.
so stay up on all things SCNS. Make sure you follow us on our social media platforms at SCNS on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.com/SCNS Live. If you want to follow us personally, though, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JasonX.
Find me on Instagram at BetterCat or on Twitter, terribly drawing Overwatch League stuff.
Terribly,
at
terribly drawing.
Doa Drawings, DOA Drawings, plural.
Me, yes. Instagram and Twitter, Cass_Bradley. That is KAS_Bradley. Incidentally, I'm in the chat as Moon Pies.
Oh, and she draws terribly.
I also
too.
draw terribly
Oh, that's
terrible Overwatch things.
All the Overwatch.
Overwatch
you can find
things
me
terribly.
on Instagram at Alamo Nerd 89. I'm doing the 365 day challenge. Today is day 164. The picture today is we have $5 Dark and Stormies at Alamo Draft House Lake Highlands. Why? Because we were out of power since Sunday. We got power back yesterday, and
Like,
we have a
use
lot.
this stuff up.
So yeah, Dark and Stormers were $5 at Alamo
Dark
Lake.
and Stormy?
Dark and Stormy.
What is
It's
that?
a cocktail.
Oh, nice.
$5 Dark and Stormies at Alamo Draft House. Vet it well. Only at Lake Highlands until we run out of the ingredients for it. So come on out, have a cocktail for $5, and have a good time.
Watch a good movie.
Yeah, watch a good movie.
Or a bad movie. I hear the new X-Men movies out.
I'm not allowed to bash movies. Kind of.
I am.
It's probably
I mean-
trash.
Give us a review.
Cora, where can I find you?
Yeah. Anyway.
You can find me on Instagram at Corodona, which is spelled down there. I got done trying to spell it. I post artwork and cosplay related things there. You can also follow me at Hawks Perch on Twitter, where I scream into the void about Suikoden until it screams back. Please message me on there about Suikoden. I need people to talk to.
Oh my god, I can imagine it now at E3. And we finally heard the voices and the screams from the void.
now.
From Hawks Perch on
From
Twitter.
the void.
Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll see you next week for some more Nerdetry content. But until then, as we always say around here, keep on nerding.
Happy Father's Day.
And you're breathtaking.
You're all breathtaking.
You're all breathtaking. You're breathtaking. Ah!